This week at Busted Chicken, we are celebrating America's 250th birthday, and while most people are watching The Patriot or Independence Day, I decided to go with the movie where Uncle Sam comes back from the dead and starts murdering people, because I really don't know, it's just what we added to the list. Released in 1996, Uncle Sam is a horror movie that looks at America's most recognizable patriotic mascot, and then turns him into a Walking Dead guy with a vengeance. The movie stars David Shark Fralick, or Fralick, as Sergeant Sam Harper, a fallen soldier who died in a friendly fire incident in Operation Desert Storm. We quickly learn that Sam has been missing for more than 3 years, and his wife Louise has already started to move on. His sister Sally agrees to host the wake at her house, where she and her son Jody live. Now Jody admires Sam and wants to grow up to be just like him, so much so that in class, he declares that when he joins the army, he'll do, and I quote, whatever the president says to do because he knows better. Keep in mind, by the time he's old enough to join the Army, the president will be George Bush Jr. And in Jody's time in the Army, he will also be serving under Barack Obama. Now, feel free to yell about that in the comments below. Eventually, this very direct-to-video movie goes from a low-budget acting gig to a zombie slasher movie, when a group of future brain surgeons goes to a graveyard, lights up a flag, and swings it around like Petey Pablo's t-shirt. This is enough to make Sam's corpse come back to life, somehow open his coffin that was locked from the outside, and head out to deal with these assbags who are simultaneously desecrating the flag and graves of the dead. But Sam can't just go out as he is. Of course not. He looks like overly fried chicken. No, he needs a disguise, and what better mask to use than the face of Uncle Sam himself? And since his name is also Sam, and he's an uncle, it seems to be poetic, maybe even cosmically ordained by a higher power. Or stupidly coincidental with all the cleverness of a 4-year-old inventing jokes, one or the other. But the problem is, where could he find such an outfit at this hour of night? Well, as it turns out, a peeping Tom dressed exactly like that on 10-foot-tall stilts just happens to be in the neighborhood. After Sam goes at the guy with gardening shears, he turns his attention to the drunk shit biscuits at the graveyard. One by one, they get taken out by the face of the American government. As Sam eventually turns against others who he believes are being un-American. For instance, a teacher who dodged the draft in Vietnam, Sally's tax attorney boyfriend, a potato sack race cheater who showed how much of an ass he is when he intentionally butchered the national anthem. However, he eventually loosens his requirement for being slaughtered and then goes after other people who just happen to be in the film. For instance, there's a teenage girl who's cooking ribs with her mother who we never actually see, but we're told she's there. Well, this girl gets her face grilled up like Sam worked for Burger King. And, well, beyond that, there's not really a whole hell of a lot else. I mean, it's a guy who's dead comes back to life, puts on this costume and kills people. What do you want? There's not a whole lot else to this movie. The acting in the film is not really what you'd call world class either, or even in the range of the term very good. And it's not necessarily because of the budget either. The same year, Sling Blade came out, produced for less money than Uncle Sam, and banked $34 million, which is almost 30 times what they spent to make the movie. That said, B and C tier horror movies, they aren't really known for stellar acting performances, nor are you really trying to watch them for that. The draw to these movies is usually tits and kill scenes. But the only nudity in the film was so brief I'd actually forgotten it happened. Across the movie, we do get several kill scenes, and they're about what you'd expect for a direct-to-video slasher in the mid-90s. However, some people just turn up dead without a kill scene at all. The movie isn't overly bloody or gory either, especially compared to what you'd expect from slasher movies nowadays. I mean, there is blood, but not enough for me to consider it severe. IMDb, however, considers it on the same level as Kill Bill, which is completely crazy. There is vastly more blood in just the scene where Sophie gets her arm cut off than in the entirety of the Uncle Sam movie. Then again, there's more blood in that scene than there is in, the entirety of the Friday the 13th franchise. As a dark comedy, Uncle Sam doesn't really try to take itself too seriously, so it's not trying to be Halloween or Nightmare on Elm Street. That's why we get these moments where there's things that happen and don't make any sense, such as Isaac Hayes stopping to have a calm conversation with Jody and another boy, in the midst of a town-wide panic as a body burns to pieces on a stage behind them.
Hello there, children!
Then there's also this part where Jody distracts his rotting uncle, engaging in a 2-minute discussion while a one-legged man runs off, drives across town, grabs a cannon, comes back, and sets it up, then proceeds to somehow napalm the front porch with it. Moments later, a second metal cannonball is fired, knocking Sam through the wall of the styrofoam house that Jody lives in. The first floor then explodes all over the place because I guess Sally keeps a few crates of dynamite in the living room or something. My guess is that's where a lot of the $2 million budget this movie had went. Now, when we do get an ending, we're not really sure exactly what's going on. Jody is throwing away his military toys in a burning barrel. Why a burning barrel, though? Again, no idea. It seems like his mom might have had a problem with her kid tossing a bunch of plastic into a flaming trash can in her backyard. But since it isn't billowing the inevitable toxic black smoke that it should be right into his face, I guess it's fine. But the reasoning for this scene is a little wonky too. Supposedly, he's getting rid of them because of the reign of terror Sam left across the town, and Jody now doesn't really believe in his uncle anymore. But why is he throwing away the toys? Is he denouncing the military altogether now? Does he now agree with tax evasion, as he previously showed disgust for earlier in the film? And no, I'm not kidding, that actually happened. I don't really understand what this ending is trying to tell us, but at the same time, the way they slow motioned his staring gave me the sense that this kid is now determined more than ever to be a murderous psychopath like his uncle was. So a question now stands. Should you watch this movie to help celebrate the country's 250 years? No, probably not, but we needed a movie with a patriotic theme, and this was, for some reason, what we went with. I don't know why. Uncle Sam is one of those movies that, if I'm channel surfing and it happens to be on and literally nothing else is on, including on C-SPAN, then I'll probably watch it. I think I only ever rented it maybe once when it came out, and though I'm very much a horror fan, if I want to see a zombie in a mask wiping out people, I'm putting on a Friday the 13th movie. Uncle Sam is one of those movies that I forgot about until we came up with this list, and my only reminder of it's probably going to be the fact that it's now part of our channel. But hey, maybe it'll get buried on the channel, and I won't have to remember it there either. Or a bunch of assholes on the internet are going to decide that it needs to be the most viewed video of ours, flood in to watch it, so I have to see the damn thing at the top of our list forever. This is the internet. Either scenario could be true. So, should you watch the movie Uncle Sam? Well, if you're looking for a genuinely scary horror movie, no, of course not. But, if you're looking for a goofy, easy to poke fun at 90s slasher film, I guess this one works. I suppose. However, if what you're really looking for is a patriotic zombie film, well, your options are still pretty limited, so I guess you might as well give it a shot. And if you do, let us know about it in the comments. Have you already seen Uncle Sam? If so, did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you forget it was ever made? Do you have some other patriotic horror film that you could recommend? Because we could probably use one. And if you could turn any American symbol into a horror villain, what would you go with? Mount Rushmore heads, spawn bodies, and rampage all over the country as cannibalistic giants? Maybe a mutated bald eagle that stalks the streets of Seattle eating hookers? Oh wait, a monster made entirely of flags that unravel and choke out their victims. Any of those probably would have been better to watch than Uncle Sam. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for now. Subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. And don't forget to like the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it anyway so Sam doesn't grill your head or something. Have a fantastic 4th of July. Don't become a zombie and have a fantabulous day. Goodbye.